Yo, what is up YouTube? As always, my name's Aaron, and today I have the most scariest thing that has ever happened to me before in my life. Now, I do have two life stories I need to tell. One is happening this video, and the next is going to happen by popular demand. So, if you enjoy my live stories and you want to hear the second one that is just equally as scary as this one, personally scary, maybe the story to you won't be scary, but personally it was a very scary experience to me. Let me know in the comments section. Watch this if you like it. You want to hear the second one. It has nothing to do with this one, but there is two very scary things that's happened to me before in my life. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. This is the time that I was almost shot down. And it's, let's just get through the story. Now, let's see, where should I begin on this? Okay, so it was a Friday, and I wanted to go over to my friend's house, so I did. And we were sitting there, and we were bored, and we were like, we got to do something fun. And as soon as we said that, we started looking around for stuff to do. And we looked out this back window, and we saw a little bonfire that his neighbors a couple houses down were having. So we were like, okay, let's just go to that. And we were making our way over there. And as soon as we arrived, he knew them, and he was just like, oh, what's up, and they were all just hammered. They were just drunk out of their mind. And they were like, they were asking us, what are you doing? What's happening? And, we explained our situation, that we're bored, we have nothing to do. And they presented us with a challenge. And that challenge was this was probably 8th grade year, if not freshman year. They said, go ding dong ditch and just bang on the windows of the house at the end of the street. Now, that house is occupied by an older gentleman that I didn't know and my friend didn't know at all. So we were just like, okay, what's in it for us? And they said, okay, we will pay you $50 each if you go and do it. And at that point, I'm like, why are they giving us money for this? Like, this must be special, he must come out and yell and put on a good show. So we were just like, okay, we're gonna do it. And right behind the guy's house is some woods, And like I said, it's a friend's house. I know the woods pretty well, but not as well as I should have. So we go down there. We're being as stealthy as possible. And we just go up, ring the bell, beat on the door, go around, smack all the windows. And, we're hiding. And the guy steps out. And let me just tell you, there's like one street light 200 feet away. So it's extremely dark. Just close your eyes and just listen to the story and put yourself in there. I think that's the best way to experience the story of how I experienced it. So it's pitch dark. You see him come out, and he snaps. I don't know what happened. He's yelling, and he goes back inside of the house, comes out with a gun. And like whenever he goes back in the house, we're standing up. And he comes out with what looks to be a shotgun. And I'm standing up, and I'm like, I'm putting on my hands like, whoa, okay, it was a joke. He fires a shot and starts chasing. I'm bolting out of there. He is so close behind me with a shotgun, and I can hear his shells. He's fumbling around, and I honestly thought he was probably gonna shoot me. So I'm kicking into high gear, fight or flight. And at that point, it was flight. So I'm running into the woods, and keep in mind that this is just kind of all new territory to me. So I'm going through, he's just right there. I get just a little bit of a lead on him because, like I said, I am more athletic than he was. So, I'm jumping over trees, hurdling things. And so I found a good place. It was a tree that was falling down with some leaves that were still on the ground, still on the limbs. And I kind of just, do like in COD, slide. I slide right underneath it. He doesn't see me go underneath it, but I'm underneath there. And in the movies, you see the people, they're just holding their nose in their mouth, and they're trying not to just make any sound, and that was me. So I'm just holding my mouth, and I'm trying to catch my breath. I just ran forever to get there, and hear the leaves crackle. and I can see him. He's coming up, and he takes the gun, and it's almost in my direction. And he just shoots straight into the woods. And at that point, I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is where I die. This is where I end my life. No more other life. So I'm just sitting there, and then my other friend, he sees what's happening. He knows where I was, so he started to make a distraction, try to get the guy away from me, because he is super fast. He is the fastest person I know, and he makes a sound. The guy just starts bolting after him, chasing him, and then at that time, you can hear cops roll up. I mean, it was the full deal, and we were just hiding out there. He goes out, and he's explaining what's happening. So now not only is there a crazy guy with a shotgun after me, there's cops after me too. And I didn't know that it could get that serious, banging onto windows, banging on a door. And, the cops, I can hear their old radio, and they're actually, like, calling this in. They're saying, okay, we got 2 kids out in the woods, and I think he said possibly armed. Like, I don't know what the guy did. Like, I think he was saying that someone was trying to break into my house, and I chased him out here to the woods. So I'm still hiding. So I take off just a little more. I want to go deeper into the woods, because I figured, cops, they probably won't try to go too far out into the woods because they don't know the woods that well. So we're going out, and then I get completely lost. I don't hear the cops. I don't see anyone, and I don't see any lights. I'm just stuck out in the middle of the woods. And this was back in the time, like I said, 8th grade, 9th grade. I did not have my phone with me. I know I had a phone, but I did not have it with me. So there was no way to call, my friend and be like, hey, I don't know where I'm at. So it took probably, took about me 30 to 45 minutes to find my way out of the woods. And you'd be thinking, sitting where you're at, why don't you just go back in the opposite direction? Well, at that time, I was all disoriented. I could not find where I came from, what was happening. And I just kept walking. And I found a road, and I did not know where the road was, so I was just like, okay, I'm just going to walk the road. And I'm walking. And then, I see I'm back into familiar territory, and we make our way back. I make my way back to his house to find out he's not there. And at that time, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, he's dead. The cops have him. Something's happening. So I'm looking around. I can't find him. I find my phone, call his phone. I cannot hear it. So I'm like, okay, good. He has his phone on him, but he's not answering. Another bad sign. So, I'm walking around. About another 20 minutes passes by. And then, at that time, the cops were leaving. The guy was going back into his house. I was watching everything. And then I kind of go out to the fire. And I'm like, yo, have you seen him? And they were just like, oh, yeah, he went inside the house. And apparently the cops went up there and talked to them because they thought that they were doing it. And just that's where the story ends. So I know maybe it wasn't the scariest of scary, but it was definitely an eye-opener for me. I have not ding-dong ditched a single house since then. I'm sorry for the length of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to hear the second one, which is a little bit more scary, a little bit more could happen to you type deal, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for listening, and have a good day.